Well, hello there. Welcome. Nice meeting you. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming around. Couldn't be happier to see you. Welcome to the Vape at 5. I'm your host. I'm BlackCat. We have a great, BlackCat, this is my dog shirt. I have a fantastic show for you today. This show, quite frankly, might be the best show you've ever seen in your entire life. Kim Dixon, you may never see a show like this again. You're lucky you're here. Did you like how I introed the show today? I'm putting together a little video for a review I'm going to do tomorrow on the C4. That's right. Oh, green screened. It's green screened. I may have to turn the green screen off for tomorrow. C4 RDA by Asmodus. Now, I did not realize that this would be green screened out, so I may have to do some maintenance. That is not good. But just like everything in my life, never good. Happy birthday. That's right. Today, momentous occasion. I was born today, about 45 years. 45. Fucking A. Like, I'll tell you, man, I don't feel 45. I really don't. I feel like I'm like 21, 22. Yeah. Single. Ready to mingle. Yeah. Not 45, grown man. Got grandkids, for Christ's sakes. Grandkids, mortgage, job. All that stuff. Kids, bills, wife. Got all that. Old man, 45. Thank you guys for. I got a lot of birthday congratulations, I guess, today. Like, you're lucky you made it to 45. I'm like, dude, really, it's not that big of a deal. And quite frankly, turning 45 sucks because, like, all life insurance policies, like, the 45 is like the cutoff range. You know, like today, I'm officially like 3 times more likely to die suddenly. So, like, I have that. You know, and that's not something that I'm really happy about. But, you know, at least I got my life insurance policy before today. It would have went up a bunch. Glad everybody's here. Thank you all for joining. We're going to do a little bit today. We're going to go back, take a quick look at Vape, and then we're going to go over some tools for building, some tools for that I use, where I got them, and some stuff that's pretty vital to if you're going to take on vaping or take on building. Aside from having wire and, you know, things of that nature, what are the basic tools that you really need to? And it really doesn't depend on what level. You know, I mean, there's some people that, you know, building is building, right? I mean, a Clapton is building. You know what I mean? Whether you're using a machine to do that, you know, if you have a one of the Clapton makers or the fuse Clapton makers, or you're using a drill and doing it yourself. That's all building, to me at least it is, because you're basically building what you're going to be vaping. You're taking the time and the energy and the money to do that so that you can ensure what you're vaping is safe for you to put into your lungs, because you got to remember, 15% off at Old Country Buffet ain't bad. Goddamn right. If I can go there and give me some fucking mashed potatoes, eat my weight in mashed potatoes, gravy. These coils, anything that you put into your body, right? Something you want to take care of and something you want to watch. I'm not trying to preach good health here because it is vaping and it is not 100% safe. It is a safer alternative to smoking, but coils and things that you buy, if you're not buying them from a coil builder, somebody that you trust and somebody you know, and somebody in our community that you're familiar with, and you're buying them like on a shelf or maybe on the internet or somewhere from China, things like that, you have no idea. You have no idea what metal they're using. You have no idea the contaminants that the metal was stored around. You have no idea if it was cleaned. You have no idea the process of making it. Were there machines that had oil that's spewing all over it? Because a lot of times these coils are wound so tight that you can't, no matter if you put them in an ultrasonic cleaner, if the wire is dirty or it's been, you know, been saturated in oils and things of that nature, you're not going to get all that off there, unless you have an industrial strength, you know, cleaner that you can use to get it off. So I always think it's a great idea to learn how to build your own coils. That way you can buy wire where you know that you feel comfortable with, that you get good advice from the community on, and you can use your ultrasonic cleaner to clean it and really get everything off of it that you would have to worry about. So I consider pretty much anybody, these tools are going to be for anybody. These tools are going to be the basic tools that I feel you're going to need, and roughly what you need to spend on what. There's certain things that you're going to spend more money on. There's just certain things that you're going to have to go out and dish out more money for. There's some things that you really don't need to, because there's quality items that you can buy at a very cheap cost. And the difference between the quality items that you can buy at cheap cost and the expensive items is not very much. And a lot of times the cheaper ones are better. So I'll give you some advice. I mean, I have so many. I just grabbed a handful of stuff and put it next to me here. I'm just going to go through some of the stuff I use. It'll be an open conversation here, so you guys can come back and we can talk about it. So I'm going to start things off. What time is it? 5:08. Do you like I put that little video together for you guys in the beginning there? What do you think of that? That's my wicking. Oh, I think I already mentioned it, the wicking of the C4. So yeah, it's this bad boy right here. So I'm going to review this tomorrow. I absolutely love this RDA. I love it. It is, I'd heard a lot of things about it before I got it, because it's been out for a while. I think it's just like July. And I'd never used it. And I'm really, really happy they sent it to me. Now, they sent it to me for the purpose of a review. But what I tend to do is the things that I like, I review first. I've tried 3 of their products that they sent me. I like this one by far the best, and I actually really, really like it. So tomorrow I'm going to give you guys a live review. I'm going to actually, how I'm going to do the show tomorrow and moving forward more than likely, is I'm going to do the review first. Then I'm going to end that episode so that I have my review, the live review compacted, and then I'll start up another stream and we'll do a build and I'll do the giveaway and everything on during that stream. So tune in tomorrow for the review. You can ask questions or give it, feedback on it and everything. And then I'll end it, wait like a minute, and fire up a new stream, and we'll start again. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's say hi to everybody before we get started here, then we're going to jump in and check out Mr. Vapor. Addy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Glad you are here. Anarchy Coil, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Good to see you. BlackCat Whiteface Vapes, that's me. You know, there was a little drama, not drama, but there was a little controversy about a young lady, not really young, she's older than me. Megyn Kelly had made a reference about people wearing blackface. Now, if you don't know the history of blackface, blackface was originally used around the turn of the century and really like the beginning of the beginning era of film, and it was basically it was used by white people who were the actual people acting in the films, and they would paint their faces black and portray black people, and it was really used in a negative connotation. If you ever see a Birth of a Nation, Birth of a Nation, it's basically about like the Klan, the rising of the Klan, and it portrays the Ku Klux Klan as like the heroes of the American West and civilization really in America. So for her for her to be roughly my age, and for her to know the significance of like people in blackface and not, I don't know if you've seen this, but she made this comment where it was like no big deal for people to wear blackface. And I'm not PC. I'm not saying that. I'm not a PC guy. Like, I don't like derogatory things against people. I just don't like it, no matter what they are. And I just think that that's fucking bullshit. Like, I just like people for who they are, not for what they are. I mean, it doesn't fucking make any difference to me. And I think that's weak sauce, really. But for her to be my age and not understand the significance of that, like that to me, it just blew my mind. So I hope, now I don't like Megyn Kelly. And a big reason I don't like Megyn Kelly is because she came out against vaping with some fucking hack fucking doctor on her show. And I did an episode on that where I talked about this guy throwing up all these I think he brought up popcorn lung, like he's just a fucking idiot, and she was like back all these flavors are they're trying to get kids to do it. It's like goddamn. So right then I was like, Megyn Kelly sucks, but I hope she's gonna get off the air for doing that. Anyway, the whiteface thing, like somebody asked me that the other day, like, well, this is a BlackCat whiteface, man, does that mean like white? I'm like, dude, it doesn't mean anything like that. Just like my fucking cat. My cat is black, has a black cat with a white face. Like, I'm not that fucking cool or crafty where I would come up with some kind of politically motivated name or some kind of hidden meaning in my name. It literally is a black cat named Waylon Jennings with a white face. I have a really good picture of him like laying on me the other night. I took a picture of it. I should probably post on the Facebook page. Mentioning the Facebook page, I need to stay on task. I'm talking about historical racism and Birth of a Nation and blackface. Like, this is a vape show. I need to shut the fuck up and talk about vaping stuff. Like right now, I can see church. I can't see chat, but I know right now in church, church is like, shut the fuck up and just talk about fucking vaping. Shut up, Scott. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, the black cat white face thing. You know, I get people ask me so. It's the dumbest fucking name ever. Like, it really is. It pains me that that's what my name but it is what it is. I'm like kind of stuck with it now. I really wish I would just went Vapor Scott. I think that'd probably be better. But it's probably already taken. And then hence the reason I got stuck taking black cat white face because I couldn't think of another fucking name. All the names were gone. All the good ones. Bones the Skater. What's up, Bones? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Cal's Irons. What's up, Cal's? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Cameron, the alien making fool. Now, Cameron, how you doing, man? Great to see you. He is an alien making fool, and actually, he is the first christened Black Cat name change. If you know the history of the Black Cat name changes, there's quite a few in chat here. But Cameron is the genesis. He was the first person to change his name to the alien making fool, because that's what I always called him. Good to see you, Cameron. Glad you're here. Charles, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you are here. There he is, Cincinnati King. I hadn't seen you in a while. Saw you in some chats the other day, man. I'm glad you're here, dude. Welcome back, brother. Good to see you. Clinton! What's up, Clinton? Get off my fucking lawn. Get off my lawn's repairing itself. Magically. I don't fucking know. I didn't do shit. I was supposed to go out there and seed it. My daughter came over, and she's like a lawn expert, you know? Works for a lawn company. Not like a real lawn company. Not like, you know, like the dude who comes over and mows your yard. Like, not saying it's not a real lawn company, but I'm talking like the big boy, like a big fucking, like where they study grass and shit. Came over and tried to tell me how to manage my fucking lawn. Like, yeah. I'm like, this fucking 23-year-old woman trying to tell me, Black Cat, how to manage my lawn. You know what I told her? Pass the fucking potatoes. So I was like, I don't want to hear it. Pass me the fucking potatoes. I'm hungry. Quit telling me about my lawn. Clinton! I'll let you tell me about my lawn because you know a lot. Darth Vader! What's up, dude? Darth Vader, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you are here, sir. DB Squonks. What's up, DB? SG Squonks right now. Check it out. Little Rebel Squonk with the blurred out C4 on top. Ian, what's up, Ian? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Jane, what's up, Jane? How are you, honey? I'll tell you, you know, I mentioned today in a Facebook post, like, seeing you at Expo or meeting you is like on my bucket list of things to do. I've got to meet you sometime. So you said that you come over here every once in a while, but I will have to make a trip out there maybe for Expo one time because I would love to see everybody out there, and I know a lot of guys out there. It seems like so much fun. So, plus you guys that Expo was like fucking banging. That Expo was huge, man. I couldn't believe how well it was set up and how to do everything was. Really impressed and a lot different. I've only been to one Expo. I went to Detroit. Wasn't that big at all. Really wasn't that big at all. And it was just the really only, well, Watofo was there. And Vandy Vape and TVL was there, and really like some of the vendors, like they just didn't promote like my idea of what they were more. I don't know. It just didn't feel like I don't know. There's a lot of like scantily clad women and stuff like that, which I don't mind, but it's like, I don't know. I just don't really see vaping as that. That's not really my, but of course I'm old and that's like, you know, a girl my daughter's age dressed like that just doesn't do it for me. But I mean, I don't know. It's just a little off. So I saw the one that you guys had. It looked really nice and classy. And I thought I got to get out there and try it. JTH, what's up, JTH? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Juan Castillo, what's up, Juan? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Kim Dixon, what's up, Kim? Good to see you. I'm glad you're back. I missed you. I hadn't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. Good to see you. Loyal to the coil. Glad you're here, brother. M16 Skills, what's up, M16? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Merle South, what's up, Merle? How you doing, brother? A lot of people here today. Goodness gracious. Scroll on down. Mighty Zogberg, what's up, Zogberg? He was at the expo. Mogil Vapes. What's up, Mogil? Did I say it right? Mogil? Well, if I didn't say it right, I probably never will. If you can ask anybody in chat, once I say your name the wrong way, I just stick with it. I'm not very good at reading names or anything really in general. I never scored high in reading. Reading was never my strong suit. I had some strong suits though, but reading was not one of them. I'm just gonna shut up. Where am I at? Nate Frederick, what's up, Nate? How you doing, brother? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Rick McCraw, what's up, Rick? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you're here, sir. Rob Wiggles, what's up, Wiggles? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad you are here. Simple Vapes, what's up, Scotty? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. If you're wondering, I'm like trying to move around all my stuff on my computer. That's why I'm like looking around. Trying to move everything around where I can actually see what I'm looking at here. Simple Vapes. There's Scotty. What's going on, man? Taking a vape with Smith. What's going on? The Undead Vape. What's up, Undead? How you doing, man? Great to see you, brother. Cheers. Tracy Vapes. What's up, Tracy? How are you, hun? Great to see you. Glad you are here. Vape Mechanic. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Vaping with D. What's up, D? Good to see you. Selena. How you doing, honey? Great to see you. And my brother from another mother, Mr. Wood Tick Mike. What's up, guys? All right. We got Tuesday. So, how we're going to go today is I'm going to do a real quick feature of Vaporide. We're just going to finish it up, maybe 10 minutes. Then I'm going to go over some building equipment and things of that nature. And then I'm going to make something pretty easy, like a fuse clapper or something, just to kind of finish out the day and to have something to give away for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we have a giveaway. Tomorrow's giveaway is 2 sets of coils and 2 30 mils of Adore ELiquid. So what I need you to do is you need to go to yesterday's episode and put in a number between 1 and 150 in the comments. Tomorrow I'll randomize and pull a number. Closest to the number without going over wins 2 sets of coils and 2 30 mils of Adore ELiquid. All right, so without further ado, let me get this here. I'm going to take you down to the laptop, and we're going to take a look at Vaporide. All right, here we go. Hey, look at that guy right there. All right, this is exactly where we left off yesterday, I believe. So here we go, back with Rye. Look at the shot of the Brizzo. This guy's camera skills are fucking phenomenal. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Guy is amazing, man. All right, let's keep on going down here. Actually, we saw these yesterday. Let me keep going. It pushed me back up to the top. I know we looked at that. We looked at the yellow jacket. Looked at that one. We looked at the 3-core stagger. And we looked at the BTFC. We looked at the polish build. We looked at the 4-core or quad core. Drop solo. We looked at this frame staple. Looked at the frame staple there. And I think we got down to here. We did. So now everything else here is new. Looked at the Warrior. Here we go. God, there are just every picture on his page is just absolute fire. I mean, every picture is just unbelievable, this guy. All right, let's take a look at this coil. So we're looking at the drop solo. What you have here is a corrugated hybrid, or excuse me, a corrugated variation. So the left side of the coil here, he has, looks like 6 pieces of ribbon that he staggered. Next to that are 2 pieces of ribbon, open, 3 corrugated pieces laying side by side, 2 more pieces of ribbon, and then a open round wire on the outside. And then he staggers it, stagger fused. So things to look at on this build. As always, you're going to look at how tight the fuses are, which you can tell are absolutely gorgeous. And I love staggered ribbon when the ribbon is exposed like that. Like just hints of the ribbon in there. I think that is so fucking, that's just a cool look, man. Absolutely beautiful. Great color on it. And then on the corresponding side, how straight are your fuses all the way through? And you want your fuses to be equal distance all the way through. And he does that. Beautiful build, man. And I'll tell you right now, this build, to keep this build flat and to get that long of a stagger without having a stagger on the other side to catch it on is really fucking difficult, guys. Because you have to remember, this is 40 gauge more than likely. It's so small, and if you're off by the smallest quarter of a millimeter, it makes a difference in how it looks. And to get this build clean is extremely difficult. That's a great picture. Drop solo. I don't know how they do these pictures. I have no idea. I really have no idea how they do these pictures, but he's freaking amazing. All right, staggered in variation. What you have here looks like 6 pieces of ribbon staggered. Next to that are 2 pieces of ribbon on either side, and then round wire outside of that. Look how tight his fuse is. Just absolutely perfect. That is as clean as it gets right there. That's as clean as you can do that build, quite frankly. Perfect, man. Beautiful work, Rye. Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, baby, welcome home. Yeah. Yep. All right. Staple stagger. Oh, actually, you know what? This is similar to the build that we just looked at. At first, I thought it was a staple stagger fuse Clapton, but what he has is one side open again, with the other side a staggered ribbon frame skip fused. This time, instead of having corrugated in the middle and ribbon, he has 6 pieces of ribbon in the middle. Same difficulty though. Getting this to line up straight. It's kind of like a half staggered in, really, with framed ribbon. Beautiful work, man. Great color on that build. And just tons of product photography. Oh, Lord. That's a crazy picture. That is such a cool picture. Oh, damn. Here we go, a little Suka action. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Standard Suka, 6 wrap. That is in the drop RDA. He went up underneath it and brought it up. I've never seen anybody install like that, but that is freaking awesome. Color on that is fantastic. He's got that gold going into the purple, into the blue, back to the purple and gold. Absolutely beautiful Rye. Clean as hell. Look how tight his fuses are. And I just love that exposed ribbon in the middle there with the turn of the ribbon. It looks so freaking awesome. Let's take another look at that. There you go. Same build. I've never seen anybody go up under like that on the drop. That's a really original install. Really cool idea, man. I believe this is the recurve. Yeah, recurve. Absolutely beautiful, man. Here we have an alien stitched ribbon stitched alien, or Frailian. Beautiful work, man. That is I wonder if that's 0.3 ribbon. That ribbon looks bigger than 0.2 to me. But if you look at the curve he's got on that alien, how nice that is. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Got the nice wick shot, the color of the ribbon underneath there. Beautiful shot, man. Absolutely beautiful, brother. Here we go with an alien stag. This again looks like it's in the recurve. Wow. Look how deep his swing goes on that alien. Just unbelievable. Matches perfectly with the one underneath. It's got it corresponding, lining up perfectly. Great color on the build. Beautiful work, man. We learned the hard way when I did that one that build is not as easy as it looks. I think I ended up getting like a 3-inch span out of about 8. That actually looked decent. Staple stagger fuse Clapton variation. He skip fused it. Again in the recurve. Great color on that. Excellent photo. Just absolutely gorgeous, Rye. It's a little ELiquid, little banana bondage for you. Beautiful picture. Here we go, a little pitchfork action. So, 4 pieces of staggered ribbon. His first fuse was put it around a round wire. He then cut it in half and framed up, it looks like 8 pieces of ribbon and his final fuse across the top. Things to look at on this build. Now, this build is extremely difficult to get perfect. I mean, there's very few perfect ones that I've seen. I think Mindforge has a perfect one, but you want this last fuse to be completely straight. And you'll see here that a lot of it is. He has right here it angled off a little bit. That's about it. Beautiful work, Rye. Just absolutely gorgeous, man. And extremely different. There you go. There's exactly how. That is a perfect right there. And this is before he wrapped it. When you wrap it, it starts shifting a little bit. But if you look right here, this is absolutely perfect. Perfectly straight line there. Same build. Actually, this is a different build. I take that back. This has the round wire on the outside and then 2 pieces of ribbon on this side. So this is actually a different build than the one we just looked at. So his first fuse is around this, then he flipped it backwards and fused across. Beautiful, man. Looks like a little interlock alien here. Big fat interlock alien. Looking at probably 12 pieces of ribbon in the middle there. Gorgeous. Beautiful color on that build. Little half pitchfork. Or it's actually a half stag. Skip fused half stag. He skipped 2 and then fused it. Great shot of the side boob there, looking down into the center of the coil. Just an excellent macro shot. Almost looks like a car, like a exhaust pipe off a car coming at it there. Staggered in variation. Look at that, man. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Conspiracy RDA. Round wire, 2 pieces of ribbon on either side, and then 6 pieces of ribbon staggered. Look how tight his fuse is. I mean, there is no space at all in any of his fuses. Absolutely beautiful, man. When you wrap these coils, it tends to pull them apart a little bit. So for it to be that well fused, I mean, it just beautiful, amazing work. And here you go, a better picture of it. There you go. God. All right. Here we go, a little hybrid action. I mentioned hybrid earlier. Here we go. So hybrid alien with a stagger in the middle. That is a difficult build. Nick has a video on that. What you have to do is you have to basically get 2 pieces of stagger and move them into the middle and then alien up to it, stagger it, and then alien past it. It's really not that easy. Oh, is this is Freddy. Oh, this is Freddy's build. Okay. Yeah, so this is clean as fuck coils. Nice work, Freddy. Beautiful work, man. I should have been able to tell by Freddy's aliens are fucking amazing. And we're going to take a look at one more, and then we'll bring it up top, and we'll go over. Oh, I love these builds, rod builds. We put the rods on them. These aliens, that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. The Nudge RDA. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. All right, that is Mr. Vaporize. Bring it back up to the main. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous, man. I'll tell you, I'm just so impressed. Talk about Rye. Rye is the complete package. I mean, you know, he has master level building skills, and he is a master behind the camera. His camera's photography is second to none. Just absolutely beautiful. It really is. It's like everything that you look at that he refresh that. Everything you look at that he posts is just out of this freaking world. All right. Well, time to get down to business. So, building as you can probably imagine, can be a very expensive hobby to take on. Depending on the level that you want to get into building. If you want to get into building and you want to become like a master level coil builder, you're going to have to spend some money to get to do it. You can't do it on the cheap. But there are certain things that you can buy that are going to be just as good as something else for a lot less money. And that's really what I want to focus on today. I'm going to give you some of the basic tools that you're going to need. If you were, okay, so I'm going to look at, if you're wanting to build and you're wanting to get into doing aliens and doing stagger builds. Let's just say stagger fuse Claptons and aliens. This is what I would suggest that you go out and buy. So I'm going to bring you down here. I'm just going to kind of present it that way. And I'll kind of go through everything that I have out here. And then you guys can throw in any comments or anything that you see. Get that focused in on my hand there. There we go. All right. Up just a bit. There we go. Okay, first thing you're going to want to get. It is a great idea to have a build mat. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you get you can get build mats from a lot of different places. One place that you can get them that I would suggest is going to Kidney Puncher. This Kidney Puncher build mat, I don't know the exact size of it. It's about 36 inches by 16 inches. And it's like $20. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will not beat a better deal for a nice build mat as this. Now, I'm going to have some BlackCat build mats that I'm starting to make up, so I might throw those in some packages. But before you start really building, you're gonna scuff up. As you can see, all the different marks and stuff I have on my build mat here. Yeah, you're going to tear up whatever surface you're building on is going to get tore up. So do yourself a favor, and one of the first things you should buy really is a build mat or something comparable. And it's basically just made out of mouse pad paper, mouse pad material. It's like a rubber with like a cloth on top of it, like a really tight woven cloth, but a really good idea to get a build mat. Another thing you want to get, this is given to me by Kim Dixon and Merlin. They made me an Addy stand. Having an Addy stand for when you're building or when you're installing coils is absolutely vital. You've got to have something that you can put it on, insert it, get your build on here, put your Addy on top, get the cotton in there, get everything ready, and transfer it over to a mod. Trust me, having a Addy stand where it's a little bit lower than setting on top of a mod makes it so much easier. All right, the basic tools you're going to need. First thing you're going to need is a drill. So I'm just going to show you my drill. Drill I use is a DeWalt 20 volt. This drill has lasted me like 2 years now of heavy use. You can find them at Home Depot or at Lowe's, and they're about $119, which really isn't that bad for something you're going to be using all the time. Now, the expensive part of having a drill is the batteries. The batteries, I bought an extra battery. The battery is like $45-50. So you're going to have to really figure out, if you want to get an extra battery. I suggest you get an extra battery. That way you can keep one on the charger and one in the drill, so you're always going to have one and you don't have to stop building. And especially if you're going to do live building, yeah, you really need to do something like that, because if you don't, you're going to find a lot of times you're going to be building and you're going to have to stop and wait. And especially if you're live, what are you going to do? You're going to have to, you're going to look like an ass, because you're going to be like, well, I guess I'll come back to this when my battery charges. Well, that's not going to, people aren't going to like that. So I suggest getting an extra battery. So altogether, you can get out of the door with a DeWalt 20 volt, which is a fantastic drill. You're going to get a long life out of it for about $150. Now, there's other options that you can look at, but with drills, you're going to get what you pay for. Straight up. There's not a whole lot of cost you can avoid. If you want to buy something cheaper, you can, but you're going to pay for it. The alternative to that is to buy a corded drill. If you buy a corded drill, you're going to pay about half the price for the same type of quality. The problem with corded drills are, though, that they run at a much higher RPM, and it's much more difficult to control the speed of the drill. Speed of the drill is going to be very, very difficult if you're just learning to make aliens, if you're wanting to do stagger builds, especially delicate stagger builds, intricate staggered builds on 40 gauge. Doing them on a corded drill, man, it's going to be really freaking hard. Now, you can encapsulate, with the corded drill, you can encapsulate like a foot pedal that plugs in, so you can do things like that. But again, you're driving up cost. If you want to get a foot pedal, you're going to pay $40 for a foot pedal. Add that to the, and then you just basically, that's the same price as a cordless drill with a battery. So that's just something to think about. And it's a big investment, I know. A lot of people, go for the cheaper drills, but I'll promise you, the longer you do this, you're going to want to really invest in a better drill. When this one dies, I have 2 batteries. I'll just I'll go to the flea market and buy another one, because I love this DeWalt drill. It's been so good to me. And you can hear it's like getting sick now, but it's still absolutely awesome. Yeah, Lowe's puts them for 99 bucks. Yeah, I just looked today and they were 119 with a battery. So, all right, most common tools you're going to use for coil building is you're going to need a set of pliers. I suggest getting the pliers here that are curved at the end. It gives you a little bit, you're dealing with catching wire. So having that little curve at the end there just makes it a little bit easier to grab things. Gives you more surface area to actually grab it by, instead of having to try to get it directly on the end. You can kind of, you can give yourself a lot more surface area, and it makes it a lot easier. So I'd get a nice pair of pliers. You can get the pliers and a pair of cutters. Cutters you're going to need, you're going to have to buy 2 or 3 sets of them, because these things get dull. You're always going to want your cutters to be fairly sharp, and the reason being is you want your cuts to be nice and flush. If they're not, then when you do decords and things like that, it's going to catch on the wire, and you're not going to be able to get it off. So, nice pair of cutters. You can get these at Harbor Freight. These are $2.50, and these are $2 at Harbor Freight. So right here is $4.50. $4.50 for these two. Absolutely imperative. Next thing you're really going to need is a pair of nylon pliers. Now, remember when I mentioned there's things you're going to have to pay for, and you're going to have to get good ones? These are beaded on nylon pliers. These are what you use to like flatten out your build as you're going. You'll see me a lot of times, like yesterday when I was flattening out my build, that's what I use these for. And you're going to have to get a pair. You're just going to have to bite the bullet and get them. These are like 17 bucks, but I'll tell you, they're worth it. One great thing about these is you see these screws right here on either side. You can unscrew the pads and buy new pads. The pads literally are they're like $2 for 2 pads. You can buy like a 6-pack of pads for like $6 off of Amazon or eBay. So you can replace the pads. So you never have to replace the pliers. You just look, and if you look, my pads are brand new. I just replaced them. I got a set of 6, and so I'll never have to worry about getting another one for a while. So that's one of the big benefits to it, is that you can replace the pads, but you're going to need a nice pair. I suggest getting the beaded on. You can get them at Michael's for like 17 bucks. Coil jig. Now, Coil Master makes a ton of stuff that you can buy. You can buy little cases that Coil Master makes. Inside those are going to be pliers. There's going to be screwdrivers. There'll be a coil jig. They typically have wire. I'm looking at mine right now. A pair of scissors, some wire, and a pair of cutters. First off, throw the cutters away immediately. Don't use the fucking Coil Master cutters. Whatever you do, do not use the Coil Master cutters, and I'm going to tell you why. Those fucking things break when you're cutting you could be cutting like 26 gauge, and they'll fucking break. And when they break, they snap, and a piece of this like sharp-ass metal goes flying off. Throw those things away, because they're fucking dangerous. Go to Harbor Freight and get a cheap pair just like that, the red handle ones, for $2. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble. The other stuff in the Coil Master kit is really not that bad. I love their coil jigs. I mean, I've had this coil jig since I started vaping, like almost 3 years, and it is fine. It works perfect. They have different adapters. So this is a 3 mil. It comes with a little pack. I'll show you here. This is the pack it comes with right there. And inside of that, you're going to have 2 millimeter all the way up to, I believe, 4. Yeah, no, 15 millimeter all the way up to, let me see if I can get that up here so you guys can see it. Yeah, there you go. 15 millimeter all the way up to 40. So you can, these things, and they're fantastic. Not 40, 1.5 millimeter all the way up to 4 millimeter. So, and they're fantastic, and they will last forever. They give you this nice little container to keep it in. And you really don't need anything other than that. A couple other things they give you in the Coil Master kit that are really, really nice is they give you a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. These are excellent. They kind of turn here so you don't have to turn. You can hold on to the end here and turn it. It makes it a lot easier when you install them. They're nice and small, so they fit most RDAs for tightening and things of that nature, and really, really useful. Their screwdrivers are fantastic just because of the size. They really do fit what you need. Ceramic tweezers. Now, if you look at the ceramic tweezers I have, you notice that they're burnt. Reason why is you can put, if you get regular tweezers, which come in the Coil Master kit along with a pair of ceramic tweezers, if you put those, you'll short out. If you actually hit the fire button when you're touching your coil, it will short out with metal tweezers. So they give you ceramic tweezers so you can touch the coil, move it around, and I use these. You can tell that I burn the ends of them. I constantly adjust my coil while I'm preheating it or setting it up, and they're just really, really fantastic to use. And the really good ones here that they give you have these real sharp ends, which I like, because then you can use them to strum your coils and things like that, kind of, or wick out, or if you're some cotton, you have to clean up, so you're like fluff it out, and the sharp edges here work really, really well for that. Pair of scissors. I bought these. These are like wire cutter scissors, and I really, really like these. You can actually cut up to 24 gauge with these things, and I just really, really like them. They're really easy to maintain. These things have been through hell. I've had these things for a while, but they last a good time. We've had them like 2 years. They still work, but you can cut all the way up to like 26 gauge with these. Just real easy. Cut cotton, so you can cut cotton and 26 gauge. So it just makes a really, really practical thing to have around. Need a good pair of scissors. You can get these. These are expensive though. Like good metal scissors are like going to cost you like 14, 15 bucks. So it's a good idea. If you're going to do it, just go ahead and pay for them, because trust me, in the end, you'll really be happy that you have a nice pair of scissors. Dental tools. These things are fantastic. You can use these things for everything. I get these from my wife because she's a dentist, so I just grabbed one of these. But ultimately, you can, like, when you're wicking, you can manipulate your cotton and put it away. You can fluff your cotton with it and clean it out. But there's other things too in building. Like if you need to get into your coil and like do something with it, you can get in there with this little itty bitty edge here and like pull a fuse out, or anything like that, or get something. They're just really, really practical and good to have. You can get these on eBay for like literally like $2. Just a really good tool to have. And get the ones that have like the pointed ends like this. This one's a little fatter, but yeah, they both ends work really, really well. Okay, you guys see how I wrap my coils. Now, I use Hemostats, and I use Hemostats to wrap my coils, and the reason I do that is because they clamp. These are basically the surgical Hemostats that you would use to clamp open a wound or close a wound while you're operating or things of that nature. But I use these because they spin around in my hands. While I'm wrapping coils, it just spins around in my hand. I lock it on the coil and then wrap it with these. Everybody has their own style of wrapping coils. Everybody does. That's just my style. My style is to use a vise, put them in. I started using a vise when I started doing bigger builds. Before that, I would just use the Coil Master tool and twist them up. And you can still do that. When I started doing bigger builds, especially with ribbon, because ribbon is so difficult to wrap sometimes, I started doing it the way that I do it now, which is a coil jig on the vise and a pair of Hemostats, and I just wrap it. And my wraps are always 99% of the time my wrap is fine, unless I just don't really think about it or if I kind of fuck around. But it's a really, really good way to do it. And I demonstrate it every time I wrap a coil. I show you guys. But if anybody wants any information, like how I do it, ask. Because it's funny, like some of the questions that people are afraid to ask is stuff like that. Like, how do you wrap nice coils? Like that was one of the things I always wanted to find out. And I forget who I asked. But I asked somebody, and he sent me a video of how he does it, and it was similar to this, but he used like a pair of pliers to hold it instead of a vise to do it, but very similar to how I do it. But he didn't use Hemostats either. He used another pair of pliers. And another pair of pliers, and he would do it like that. But I just kind of modified it to the way that I thought would work the best and did it that way. All right, core. This is all stuff you can pick up like at craft stores or you can find laying around the house. You're going to need core stabilizers. There's all kinds of different things that you can use for core stabilizers. Mini clothespins. and you'll see here, I think I have all 3 of them in here. Yeah, so I have 3 different sizes of clothespins. These are the ones that I love. But if you look here, here's 3 different sizes of clothespins. Got the fatter one, kind of a medium size, and then you got the mini. You have, I'm telling you right now, get mini clothespins. These things are absolutely fantastic for holding cores. Absolutely fantastic for holding bigger builds. What you can do is, now they don't have big teeth. Like it doesn't really go that far in the build, but what you can do is put them on like this, just like that, and clamp it down, and it will hold that build nice and tight because you're getting it from both sides. These things are imperative to building. I honestly, I think it's one of the most useful things you can get. You can get these on Amazon literally for like $6 for 100 of them. Go through and pick out the ones that look the nicest and keep those and throw them in a little container like this. Here's some things I used to use. Now, hairbreadths used to be really, really big in building, and I'm sure if anybody's been building for a while, anybody in here, you'll remember everybody, like hairbreadths had a time where it was like, that's what everybody used was hairbreadths. And I put, you put a little tape on them to kind of make them a little softer around. They bend your builds. You have to work them out too much in order to use them, and I never, ever really liked them. When you put them on a core, it ultimately shapes your core like that. And I just did not like them. It ended up destroying my staggers, things like that. I used them, I think, twice, and I stopped using them. I still keep them just because I just throw them in here, but not something I would suggest using anymore. You have different kinds of hairbreadths, and you have this one. This is one I took from my wife. It's a little bit easier. This is plastic around it, and it's plastic on top, so it's a little softer on the build. It doesn't actually doesn't damage it as much, I guess you could say, but yeah, so it's another type. And then this is what I started out on. I started out using hairbreadths. That was what I first started using to hold my cores together. And I used them for a long time, actually. And they work pretty good for some more basic builds. But once you start getting up to like the bigger builds and a lot of the ribbon builds, that's when those clothespins are really, really going to be effective. So that's that. You can pick up like all this stuff in this box literally for like $1. Get the mini clothespins. If I were to grab a couple things, I would get a couple different size clothespins, get the mini clothespins, and maybe get the fatter clothespins, and you can pick them up both up for like $6. So all the stuff I have here, this is everything you pretty much need, including a drill, and you're going to need now something very, very important that you're going to need are swivels. You've seen the swivel systems that I have. I have 3, and then I have regular swivels. Now the swivels you're going to want to look at getting are, there's different kinds obviously, but I have a video on swivel maintenance and on different types of swivels. I can't stress to you the importance of having good swivels. I really can't. Having good swivels is basically one of the vital things to being a good coil builder. And on top of that is coil maintenance or swivel maintenance. So here's the swivels that I use. I get crock number 4. I believe it's crock number 4. They're the 330-pound test ball bearing swivels. Those are fantastic. For smaller builds in microclamping, get the Sparrow number 5. They're very small and they're great for microclamping. That is what I use. Now I use, or I should say for you, or you can buy a swivel system. So you can talk to Cal's Irons has a swivel system. You have the bigger swivel system like this that I did my first review on. Gosh darn it, I forget the name of the gentleman who does these. It's my alcoholic brain, man. I can't think of it. I'm trying to think of it, and I won't be able to. It'll pop in my head here. So you have this one. You have Cal's swivel that he made. If I would suggest, if you're in the UK, to look with Cal's, and if you're in the United States, to look at this one. I'll get you the, gosh darn it, I hate when I do that. Does anybody remember the name? Doesn't look like anybody put anything in, or maybe you guys are just a little bit behind me. I don't know. Wire Ox. Gosh darn it. Thank you, Rick. This is the Wire Ox swivel system. This thing is fantastic. These are both fantastic. Absolutely, both of them are equally as fantastic. One for US and one for more for the UK. That's how I would kind of categorize them. And if you're going to buy a swivel system, buy one of those too. Don't fuck around with like the revolver, $70. Sorry, not buying it. And quite frankly, it's not as good as either one of those. Or you could get the Spin LT, which is made by the US Home Company, and it's, dude, I never spun once. I never even had my Spin LT spin one time. So I would skip the Spin LT as well. It's just not I don't know, it's not worth it. And it's the same price pretty much. So that is my suggestions. Now, other things you're going to need. Now, when you start getting into coil building, you're going to need to find a wire that you like, and you're going to need to find a wire company that you trust. The wire companies that I use are Kidney Puncher and Coil Society. I also have KB wire, but I only buy that out of necessity. I typically stay with Coil Society for round wire, and ribbon and square I go with Kidney Puncher. But Coil Society has made such huge improvements in their ribbon wire that I think I'm probably going to stick with Coil Society from here on out on ribbon, just because it's so much of a better value. You can get 300 feet of ribbon from Coil Society for the price of 150 feet from Kidney Puncher. And it comes off the spool straight, and it's fantastic ribbon, nice and clean, easy to work with. That's really the big thing with ribbon. That is the big thing with ribbon, and that is the big thing with paying for ribbon, paying a little extra, is how easy is the ribbon to work with. And I'll tell you, like, I have some Temco ribbon that I use for sliders. It's not easy to work with at all. It's a pain in the ass, even for me, and I've been doing it forever, but it's still a pain in the ass. And I'm good with ribbon. Like, I've used it enough that I'm good with it, and it's really a pain in the ass to use. Kidney Puncher, Coil Society are fucking fantastic. I'll say this, I give the edge to Kidney Puncher for ease of use. Kidney Puncher is fucking, it takes away, it's so easy to work with. The ribbon is so easy to work with that it basically takes a lot of the difficulty of builds away, just because they're always going to lay perfect. Coil Society is right behind it for ease of usage. Either one of them are fantastic. If you're a little bit more price conscious, then go with the Coil Society. Or if you're building more, if you're putting out more builds, or maybe you're doing production building. Look, I remember I turned Yeti on to Coil Society ribbon, man. He got like 500 feet for what he was paying for like 200 feet of the other place he was going. So yeah, it's a great idea. If you're gonna do production building with ribbon, Coil Society is definitely the way to go. Glue. So you're gonna need glue. Now, I have a glue gun. They're super cheap. The reason I use glue guns, and I've gone over this is a Nick Devine signature autographed glue gun that he gave me, because he's part of the glue gun army. I'm the supreme leader of the glue gun army, as you know. A glue gun, here's my whole argument on a glue gun, is you need glue for building. You're going to need it because you're going to need it. Stabilizes things and it keeps things together, and it just makes things a lot easier. You can tie things together using 40 gauge or using, high gauge wire, and you can tie things together. And yeah, it works, but the glue is just so much easier, and it's so much more convenient, and it works so much better. The glue gun. A couple reasons why. One, you never lose it because it's fucking plugged in. So you just follow the plug and it's there. With a glue stick and a lighter, you lose it. You set the glue stick down, you set the lighter down, it rolls off the table. You don't always know where it's at. And that to me is a big pain in the ass because I'm about convenience. I want it to be quick. I want it to be easy. Glue guns, I know where it's at. It's done. Second thing, the glue is always hot. It's always hot and ready to go. You don't have to wait. You don't have to light it up. You don't have to use put the build in your mouth or put the glue stick in your mouth and light it. No, you just grab it, hold your build, grab it, put it on there, done. Third reason, and this is really important for when you're doing any build really, but especially when you're doing aliens and things of that nature and you want to put a little glue. I always put glue on the end of my build to put it in the chuck. Now, you can get away with doing other things. Like you could get something that comes out of your chuck that clamps down on it, like a jeweler's arm or jeweler's hand, or you can get the thing from Builder's Boutique from Ramo, the clamps to hold it down. I just don't use them because it just takes I don't know, it's just, I don't really need them anymore because I keep my builds straight. But they're great things to buy and great things to look at if you're just getting into building and you want to cheat a little bit. Not really cheat, but you want to get something that will help you keep your build straight. Buy one of those and use it. But for me, I don't really use it anymore. So I always put glue on the end of my build, and the reason why is to keep it nice and tight in the chuck. The chuck will clamp down on the glue and secure it in there. Hey, Chris Rice, how you doing, man? So what I do is I stick the end of my build in the center of my glue gun there, and it evenly distributes the glue onto the core. So when I put it into my drill, it's centered perfectly. And you'll notice like 90% of my builds are all centered. Like I rarely ever not have a build centered, and that's why. When you use a glue stick, you have to kind of like rub it on there, and then it gets everywhere. Like it's just not convenient. It's not effective. So that's my whole thing. You know, I make fun of the glue thing and all that, and it is kind of, you know, it's a glue gun. It is what it is. But I mean, it is kind of geeky. But we're coil builders. We're buying stuff at Michael's. So we're pretty geeky already. So I think a glue gun's not going to like set you over the edge of being a geek. I promise you. We're already there, guys. We're already there. Posted a Nicholas tree. I'm reading chat now. I'm going to interact with you guys for a few minutes before I run upstairs for dinner, my birthday dinner. I have no idea what I'm having for dinner. Hopefully something good. No, Rick, it's not the dog day today. I did wear a dog shirt. I just grab whatever's clean. Like, I go up in the laundry and I just grab whatever's clean and put it on. And, yeah, that's how I do things. I don't really, do anything. Whatever's, like, clean on top of the laundry pile, I just grab and put on. Embrace the geek. Damn right. Hey, Dust, how you doing? Glue guns are the dark side. Hey, Vape, how you doing, man? You have your glue stick on a bayonet? Thank you, UGA girl. Thank you, Buckeye. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, elevator guy, how you doing, man? Now, vaping elevator guy, you should really get familiar with because I think you may be seeing him on the Vape at 5 here very soon. He and I were talking. I hope we will be seeing him on the Vape at 5 very soon. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Ackman Raw, how you doing, buddy? All right, JTH, you too, man. Precision screwdrivers. That's what I was talking. Well, the screwdrivers I use from my coil master kit. I like those screwdrivers. I think they work fine. I don't like the flathead so much just because it's so narrow. Like, I have another flathead that I like better, but I mean, for winning a jam, I'm not really. That's one thing about me. A lot of people like flathead screw posts, RDA posts, screws. Hey, what's up, Nick? Glad to see you, man. The 40 all tangled up, did it, Cameron? Happy 19th. Fuck, man. My kid's almost 19. I got kids older than 19. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Thanks, church. Thanks, Ian Morgan. How you doing, man? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lime Dog Chris. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are too cool, man. Thank you for that. Flathead screw. Okay, flathead post screws. The reason they're great, the reason people like them is because they don't strip. You can't strip them. I mean, you can, but you have to be a dick and just be overzealous. Never be overzealous about screwing something down. You don't need to screw it down that hard. You need to make contact. You need it to be secure, but you don't need to crank it down. When you crank it down, it's going to break something. It breaks fucking post screw in the post. You're screwed. What are you going to do? You got to send it back or you throw it away. You're not going to get it out. You're not going to drill it out. You know what I mean? I thought about it. I had an OADI once I did that too. I thought about it. It's fucking $100 RDA. I was like, I'll fucking drill that out. I couldn't. I had to send it back. Like, there's nothing you can do. And they'll send you another bit. Don't do that. Don't crank them down. Flathead screws don't strip. That's the best part about it. But quite frankly, and this is like where I differ from a lot of people. I like, I like the... oh God, what am I thinking? The hex screw, not the hex screw, but the God. Why is this? My brain is just not working today. I like. Oh God, what am I thinking of? You know what I'm talking about. Hold on. You know, the hex screws, like the that you crank down. That's what I like, and they do strip. But if you're easy with them and you take your time, they work so much better than Phillips heads. And you can get it really nice and tight and secure. They're easy to open, easy to close. It fits perfectly. You just unwrap it, wrap it back down. Grub screws. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant, Graham. Thank you, man. Yeah, Allen key, Allen screws, grub screws. That's what I mean. Phillips head are okay, but Phillips head, the thing about Phillips heads I don't like is my Phillips heads typically strip, and it again goes with tightening them down. You tighten them down too hard, and you'll strip them. So I really like Allen key screws. A lot of people don't, but I do. I think they're the most effective ones to use for deck screws. And if I ever made an RDA, I would have hex screws on there. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, man. I tell you, that's why my brain works sometimes. Like something as common as that I know just like slips out of my brain, and it's so frustrating because if I try to think of it, I can't think of it. That's fucking what alcohol did to my brain. Fucking awful. I do it all the time. I know you guys see me do it on here, but I do it all the time regularly in real life too. It's fucking crazy. Well, not real life, but like my wife and shit. Torque screws. Yeah, you know what I mean. I say hex screw, or because they're in the form of a hexagram. Yeah, Allen keys are the best. They are the best screws in my brain fart. Absolutely. I'm getting older, Kim. I'm old now. Brain's not working. Yeah, and a lot of people, Nick, a lot of people like flatheads. I mean, a lot of people like them. And I get why people do. Just not me. I just don't like them. All right, guys, it has been a blast. I'm gonna go upstairs and have a little birthday dinner with my wife and do what adults do on birthdays. Tomorrow on the Vape at 5, we are going to review the C4 RDA by Asmodus. It is a single coil, 24 millimeter RDA. I'm impressed with it. I'm vaping it right now. I'm impressed with it. And I'm kind of surprisingly impressed by it, honestly. I like single coil RDAs, and they're very hard to, in my opinion, single coil RDAs are the ones you really want to spend the money on. Okay, that's just my opinion. Now, a lot of people's opinions are different, but if you're gonna buy a high-end RDA, it'd be a single coil RDA because they're delicate, and you really want a nice tight chamber and a nice tight direct lung. You want a direct lung inhale is what I prefer, but I wanted it to be a tight direct lung. And so I'm willing to pay a little bit extra for a nice single coil RDA. This RDA is only $30. $30. I think it's $34.99, and it is really, really nice. Aesthetically, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. Whew. Aesthetically, man, I wish they made another top for it. I really do. I really wish they made another cap for it. I know you can't really see it because my green screen's on. I wish they made another top. The top, it's just ugly. It really is. But as far as how it vapes and some of the other things about it, which I'll talk about tomorrow, it's fantastic. It really, really is. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And again, how I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the beginning of the show for the first 20 minutes. I'm going to do the review. I'm going to stop the show, and then I'm going to restart it, say hi to everybody, do a quick build, and then do the giveaway. So we're going to do 2 shows tomorrow, back to back. So there's not going to be any time in between them. I just got to stop the one, let it save, and then start the next one. All right, guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic night. Nick is on tonight. Fog Life is on tonight. Be in chat. I'll be there too. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. I will see you tomorrow on the Vape at 5. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.